Unless an allergy is life-threatening, I'm not gonna let it stop me. Like, I'm pretty allergic to cherries.
So I actually have this allergy, and it's funny how I found out because I was very pregnant with my daughter, and I had butter pecan ice cream like I've had my entire life. Like my entire life I've had this. And I'm eating and I have the cone and I'm like, blah, what is happening? And I just noticed this like extreme intense itchiness in the back of my tongue, in the back of my throat. And my first response was like, this stupid cone. Like I thought it was a cone. And I still remember feeling like kind of off that day, like a little bit like heart palpitations throughout the night. But I was pregnant and I'm an anxious person, so I didn't think too much of it. And then the next day I was like, you know what, we're going to get to the bottom of this. And I'm going to try this handful of mixed nuts to see if it's a nut allergy and not a cone allergy. So I got the mixed nuts and I was like, I'll just stay away from the pecans because that's where I had the first response. So I ate my walnuts and then I ate a pecan because I wasn't paying attention. And sure enough, same situation. I had heart palpitations. This time I did take Benadryl, just a small amount because I was pregnant. And I just remember thinking like, oh my gosh, I have an allergy. Like I've never had allergies in my entire life. Even now, like I don't have allergies. And it's just, I didn't know what to do with it. So one night I ate dinner at someone's house and it turned out that they used coconut oil. And I don't know if it's true that that is actually related or not, but that was the only thing I found in that weekend that would have given me the response that I had, which was literally heart palpitations and hard time breathing. Now, part of this, I will say, I absolutely think it is like mental, psychosomatic, oh my God, I'm allergic to something and I'm having a response. Because I was pregnant too. So I was super on edge about everything. And on my birthday, which was almost 1 month from giving birth to my daughter, I was in the ER freaking out about whether or not there was something wrong with me. And I was having a hard time breathing. And they all said happy birthday, all the doctors, and they all assured me that I was okay. 2 years later, I went to an allergist and they did like the test on your arms. And that's where I learned that I have a dust allergy. And it was super welted and crazy, but what I really have is actually this oral pollen allergy, which is basically cross-contamination of pollen in the air and the nuts that I'm eating and my body having a physical response. Now, the thing that I feel I relate to the most in the video that I stitched is what the girl said, because the moment I found out that I could eat nuts and everything, I immediately started eating them. Immediately. I was like, well, my mouth's just going to be itchy. That's just what it is. And that is how I lived my life for the last, 5 years. And I will say it is the better life. I don't care if my mouth is itchy. It does happen a lot with walnuts, though, immediately. And sometimes with other certain foods, I'll notice something and I'm like, that's just the allergy. I'm not going to die. So that's what I wanted to share with you. Samesies. For the sake of the conversation, he assured me that this was just an oral pollen allergy and that I would not die. So don't take your chances out there if you are actually experiencing a food allergy. I don't have a food allergy. I have a pollen allergy and my body just freaks out. But it is the better way to live. I don't care. I don't care if my mouth is, I don't care. It's worth it.